Hello guys, happy Sunday to you all, and the Potter here again. And as you guys know, every weekend I come on here to give you guys a banger analysis on the US dollar pairs that we trade. And if you've been following my channel, you know that I always like to kick off my analysis with the Euro USD, which is one of my favorite pairs to trade. So before I go into detailing what I'm expecting on the market for the coming week, if you are new to my channel, please show some love by subscribing, and if you find this video helpful, give it a like and feel free to join my free Telegram group where I always come on to share my trade setup and my analysis. Though I only kind of share analysis on the US dollar pairs here, but on my Telegram group I always drop signals and trade setups on other pairs that I trade. But without wasting much time, guys, let's dive into what to expect on the market for the coming week. If you watched the last video I made, which is about 2 weeks ago or so, the market was trading around this area, and I said to you guys that I was expecting this market to push into this supplies area here, then drop to the downside, and that's exactly what happened. As you can see, the market pushed into the supply area here, and we got this massive bearish candle, and ever since then the market has been dropping to the downside, and we got this new supply area that is just got created here. As you can see, this is like a spinning top candle, and we got this bearish engulfing here, and ever since then, as you can see, Thursday and Friday candle was a bullish candle, which if you look at the bullish candle, you will see that there is no much bias on the market. The market is not aggressive, and the high institutions, which are the banks, has been taking profit on their Euro USD, Gbpusd, Audusd Eurusd, and Usdjpy, which I will still go deep into the high institution position, and let's see what they are currently doing with their position. If you have been following my videos, you know that I'm a trader that I combine a whole lot of things in my analysis, to make a good trading decision, like using the CFCT data and the retail sentiment with supply and demand, all those things. When I put them together and they're all giving me the same direction on the market, it helps me to build much confidence to take trade. And what I'm expecting from this market for the coming week is for Euro USD to continue to the downside, probably to this area or even to this on demand zone here, which if this market got here, I expect this demand zone to be removed, because as you can see, this demand zone got created here, then the high institution use it to move price here. After they use it to move price here, then created a new demand zone here, which got removed, and the market came back to here, and the high institution as well used it to move price again. So and now what I'm seeing on the CFCT data is that their buying position is very, very aggressive. And one thing I have noticed about the high institution is, once their position is getting aggressive, or they are getting to their maxed out number on long or short, for the coming weeks we will see profit taking on the market. And once those profit taking is happening on their buying position, we see the market drop to the downside massively, which is what we've been seeing on a couple of the dollar pairs, which I'm going to go deep into now. So let's quickly look at the CFCT data on Euro USD. Okay, this is the Euro USD CFCT data. As you can see, the highest number they always get to their long is 266,000, and if you look at what happened here, you will see that they haven't gotten to that number. Look here, because if you really want to get some things correctly, you have to look at what has been happening, how long they have been taking profit, and what has been happening on the chart for a very long time. If you look at this area, you will see that the high institution got to 235. So when they got to 235, almost close to their max out number, you see, ever since then they started taking profit. They took profit to, they got down to around one, let me see, they got to around 167. They started increasing their longs again, which is where I showed you guys on the chart that they use the demand zone to move price. So they started adding to their longs again, and when they started adding to their long, look at what has been happening here. They've been adding to their long, adding to their long, adding to their long here, so when they get here, they kind of minus on their long, minus on their long, minus on their long here. Then they started adding to their long now, so they added to 188,000 on their long. So what we can see on the Euro USD is that the high institutions are beginning to add on their long on the Euro USD back, going aggressively to 188 here. Is it possible for price to continue to the upside? Yes, that's 100% possible. But based on GBP USD, which I'm going to go into GBP USD, based on GBP USD has already maxed out aggressively, and USJPY has maxed out aggressively, USCD has maxed out aggressively. Based on all those, if all those pairs are going to be shifting to the other side, you should expect Euro USD as well to shift to the other side as well. So what I'm expecting here, this area, you can call this area like so a minor demand zone. But why I did not put this minor demand zone here is, looking at the two candles that I've joined here, you will see that there are no much buyers on this market. So I don't expect here to be a strong demand zone that the bank high institutions are going to use to move price. So that's why I did not put demand zone here. So I left it as a minor area. And what I'm expecting is possible for Monday candle to be a bullish candle that will come inside here before we see that drop to the downside. Price can drop to all the way to this area where the market broke structure and start going to the upside. The market can drop all the way to this area here, all the way to this area here before we start seeing something like this. Maybe it's possible for us to see something like this before the markets continue to the upside, or we might start seeing them moving price to the downside aggressively. I'm currently holding a short position on this pair, which if we check the 4-hour time frame here, looking at the 4-hour time frame here, you will see I place my short entry here and the market drop, and you can see the Thursday and Friday candle that has been moving sideways on the 4 hours. You can see that the buyers that are coming in here are not aggressive at all. So I expect this market to, when the market open, I expect this market to rally to the upside a bit before we see that drop, which if that happens, I'm going to be adding to my position from the daily time frame. I'm not going to be using the 4 hour to add to my position. As you can see, I've put in alerts here. So if we got something like a Monday candle push up and Tuesday candle like bearish engulfing here, and trigger this my alerts here, once it close, I will just add to my position and put my stop loss above it like so. That's what I'm expecting for the Euro USD. So let's quickly look at the GBP USD, which is the one I already taking profit for some reason. I took profit on this chart for some reason because I was holding so many trades, and this market has dropped. With this drop, if Monday and Tuesday is going to move up, we might see a pullback. And looking at the daily time frame here, you will see that there is a demand zone here, and this is almost like the third touch of the trend line, which on my last video I told you guys that I was shorting this one, and I was going to take my profit on this demand area here. Actually, I took my profit somewhere like so. I took my profit somewhere here. Yeah, this is where I took my profit for. We got this extra red candle before this started happen. So I expect to see something like this. It's possible to see something like this. It's possible for this market to get to here before dropping further to the downside, which I don't know how big the drop is going to be. But my game plan here is, if this demand zone gets removed and this trend line is broken, then you know that I'm bearish. Like, I know that the profit taking will last for at least 4-5 weeks, which once here break, I will be looking to see some certain kind of pullback, or one green candle to retest the trend line after breaking it, before I will add to my position. I will open a new position, first target and second targets here. This will be my first target here. Once here is broken, I took my trade here. This will be my first target and second target. Actually, here is not an ideal demand. This demand zone is not really that strong demand zone, but the reason why I put this demand zone here, if you look here, the high institution move price, this is where the big money came into the market. They offloaded their long order and markets move up aggressively. We started getting this pullback, and once this pullback gets to this area where they offloaded their long position, they use it to move this price aggressively to the upside. And ever since then, we'll contact this supply zone, which I think this supply zone here is a weekly supply zone, not a daily time frame supply, but there was no supply zone here on the daily time frame. That's why I had to plot the weekly supply zone here, because one thing about supply and demand methodology is that the higher time frame supply or demand is much stronger than the lower time frame. That's why I always say, if you want to be successful with trading the supply and demand, you have to use a paid trading view that will give you an opportunity to have a multiple charts display, like the 4 chart setup or the 2 chart setup. So you can mark out your supply and demand weekly different, monthly different, daily, weekend, and 4 hours, which is how I trade, because I'm a swing trader. I don't day trade, though. Sometimes when I see, once in a while, when I see a day trade setup like on the 1 hour 15 minutes, for sharp trade, I always take it, but not always, because I'm not how will I put it, day trading doesn't suit my lifestyle and the kind of trader that I am. So that's why I settle for swing trading. So I'm expecting this market, it's possible for when we see this market get to here, we start seeing them kind of using this area. So there is possible to see something like this. Maybe this market came here, we see something like this before breaking to the downside. That's possible, but I'm not trying to predict or to tell the market how to move or what is going to happen. I'm just trying to share my trade plans and my my game plan with you guys. Neither this market push down to here, and when I see them pushing back to the upside, depending on how they start pushing back to the upside, if they use something like a strong bullish engulfing, then I might place a trade here with a small loss size. Once the market got to this 100%, I will close it. But honestly, I'm not looking for a buy currently. The reason why I'm not looking for a buy is because I don't just use only supply and demand to trade. As you guys know, I always like to add the retail sentiments, and I always like to add my CFCT data. So let's look at the 4-hour time frame. Look at the 4-hour time frame here. The market hasn't gotten to my take profit before I close this profit, because I needed some money for the weekend, so I took, and I was on a couple of positions, so I closed my position here, took profits here, when I took profit here, I withdrew the profit because I needed some cash for the weekend. That's why I actually closed this trade. But I'm still holding my Euro USD and my GBP CD and a couple of other pairs that I'm holding. So let's look at the CFCT data on GBP USD and see what they are doing with their position. Okay, so I want you guys to pay very attention on this video. If you are part of the traders that are on my Telegram group and the ones that are always watching my videos, I want you guys, when you are watching my videos, I want you guys to always calm down and watch the video to understand the concept, to understand the way I trade. Because if you are going to be following my analysis, you have to understand the things that I use to make my decisions for you to be able to be profitable with my style of trading. That's one thing that people doesn't understand. You can't just come and watch my video and you expect to, place a trade without understanding the reasons behind my trade or why I place trade, and you expect to make money. So look at here now. The highest mastered number that the high institution has ever gotten to was 135. So 135 was the highest number they have gotten to. So once they got to that 135, I was like, something is about to start changing. That was actually when I started looking to take this trade, because my first trade was somewhere around here actually, when I saw this retail sentiment on the 96 here. This is when I thought that this market was going to come here before continuing to the upside. But unfortunately, these retail traders here were stupid. They didn't do much. They offloaded this. When they offloaded this, their selling position here a bit, they started adding aggressive to that sell again. So the high institution continued moving the price to the upside. So when it got to this area, you can see they are no more aggressive. The retail traders are no more aggressive on adding to short. Their shorts, even as the market was going up, they have started closing their shop to enter on long. So when I saw 93, look at where 96 was. When I saw 93, I know that these retail traders are fed up with this sell. So they are going to start offloading their sell and market will start dropping. That's when I opened this trade around this area. So since I opened this trade around this area, the market has been dropping down massively. And look at the retail sentiment on GBP USD. You can see from 93 they are currently on 65. So they are closing their short position, adding to long. That's why the market is dropping, because the high institutions does opposite of what the retail traders are doing. That's just it. So you have to understand all these things for you to be able to be profitable. So when they get to like I said earlier, the highest number that the high institutions has ever gotten with their long position on GBP USD was 135,000. So once they got to 135,000, that's when I suspect that something is changing. These people are likely going to start taking profit. On July 16th, they added aggressively to 183. That's why I changed it, that their new mastered number is 183. But to my greatest surprise, this week data came out after it got released on Friday midnight, and I saw that these people are still adding aggressive to their long. So their long is totally maxed out. Before, there is possibility that they are more interested in long than short. But for them to get to a new all-time number, like let's say all-time high on their buying position on GBP, there is going to be some amount of profit taking for like 2, 3, 4 weeks, before we will see them getting ready for that bigger move to the upside. So it's not that I'm 100% bearish, but I'm expecting profit taking because they have maxed out. And if this coming week they use this area to start moving price to the upside, which is possible, then I don't think that the buying is going to be aggressive. They can buy and remove this weekly supply zone here before they will start dropping to take profit. But I believe that this coming week will be bearish. We are going to see more profit taking, or we are going to see the market, moving sideways, struggling around this area. So that's what I'm expecting. I don't expect to start buying this market aggressively. No, that's what I'm expecting for GBP USD. Actually, this is my take profits here. So why my take profit was around this area is, I expect when this market got to this area, there is possibility to see a push to the upside, maybe to here or even here, before we will start seeing another drop. Because if you count market structure here, this was a higher high, this was a higher low, this was a higher high, then break of structure, then we got this low, we can call here a lower high, then now we are getting a lower low. So after this lower low, maybe a little push here to make another lower high before lower low. So on 4 hours the market is bearish, but on daily time frame is still bullish. So the market is not 100% bearish, and because of this demand zone here, you have to be very conscious. If you are going to go fully bearish on this pair, you have to wait till this demand zone here got removed to see that there is shift in price. But right now there is no shift in price here. There is no shift in price here. But based on what we are seeing on the position of the high institution, the banks, the hedge funds, we know that we don't just rely on chart analysis. We don't just rely on chart analysis. And my own fundamental is knowing what the high institutions are doing. Because if the high institutions are buying, don't be assured that that's what the fundamental is going to do. And we know that fundamental doesn't mean that once the news comes out bullish, that we are going to see the market start buying. That's telling us what is going to happen for a longer period of time. And what you have to understand about the news is that any news that just dropped now, what actually dropped in that news has happened a long time ago. It's something that the market makers has already projected. They already know that this is what is going to happen. They are just waiting for the time they want to release the news. That's why I use the CFCT data as my own fundamental, as my own news. Well, whenever news is coming up and I want to open a trade, that maybe that day that news is coming out, I will just stay away from the market till the news drop. After the news drop, that's when I will place my trade, because you can place a trade on the news day, the setup will look nice and the news will come and mess it up before the market will start going to your direction. That's why I always like to step aside and wait for the news to release before I will place my trade. And that's it for GBP USD. Let's look at AUD USD. Okay, looking at AUD USD here. As you can see, this supply zone got removed here. Market creates a new demand here. When this new demand got created here, as you can see, the market, the demand zone, market tested it back and used it to move price to the upside and sweep up this liquidity here. Then contact this weekly supply area here, and ever since then we have been seeing the market to the downside. And this demand zone here has been removed, signaling to us, giving us signal that in the nearest future there is a possibility for further downside here. As this demand zone got removed, is telling me that there is possibility for further downside. So what I'm expecting here is, it's possible for this market for us to see something like this. This is what I'm expecting, because whenever supply zone or demand zone got removed, you should expect to see a little pullback before continuation. So here is possibility for us to see something like this, before the market start dropping to this area here. But actually I'm not interested in trading AUD USD currently. And if you guys remember on the last video I made, I told you guys that this market is going to come back into this supply zone, this weekly supply zone. And because this is a weekly supply zone, I have a bigger confidence that the supply zone is going to hold. One is because the high institution hasn't used it to move price in the past. Secondly is because it's a very high time frame supply zone. Look at it here. As you can see, this supply zone here is a very strong supply zone. It's a weekly supply here. So I expected the market to use this area to move price, and that's what happened. So after ever since then, the market has been dropping to the downside. It's possible when this market open for us not to see a pullback, but a continuation to the downside to come into this area. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame here. The 4-hour time frame, actually I didn't take this trade. Because I was holding trade on Euro USD and Gbp USD, so I missed out on this trade. That was too bad, man. You see what happened here? Look at, we got this break of structure here. But if you're a trader that you like to see a clearer view before you took the trade, when this thing happened here, you should be waiting for this area. And you can see when the market came to this area, we had a little pullback. So when this area got broken, if you placed your trade here and put your stop loss here, this is massive. Let's see how many pip it was. Okay, this market dropped over 180 pip. So over 180 pip drop. So now you can see that we are seeing that pullback. So there is possibility for something like this to happen. Yeah, there is possibility for something like this to happen. So let's look at what the high institutions are doing with their position on AUD USD. Okay, look at AUD USD. Take a good look. The highest number that the high institutions have ever gotten to their long, once they got to that master number, they will start taking profits, is 144,900. So you can see here the market was on 51. From 51 they added to 106, very aggressive. Now they reduced to 96. So they reduced over 9,000 on their long position, and they added over 10,000 on their short, which if you look at the net position here, for over 2 years now they have been massively bearish. The high institution hasn't really been interested in buying AUD USD. All they have been doing is selling AUD USD. Once they add to their short position, once their short position is getting to a mastered number, they will take profit for a few weeks. The market will rally to the upside, then they will offload that long and add aggressive to their short. That's what I've been seeing here. Look at the net position for over a year plus now. You can see their net position has been very bullish, very, very bearish, and the last 2 weeks they start changing to slightly bullish here, but this week they reduced aggressively and they got back into the bearish territory again. So here I have always been bearish on this pair. I've always been bearish here. Yeah, I've always been bearish on this pair. So that's it for AUD USD. And let's look at USJPY. I don't really trade USJPY much. I like to trade GBP/JPY, but let's take a look at USJPY. Let me show you guys something. Look at here, when this structure got broken, the market has been dropping aggressively to the downside ever since then. And take a good look at the daily time frame here. I want to use this chart to show you guys something. Actually, there is a daily supply zone here, and there is a weekly supply. So I decide to leave the weekly supply because there is another daily supply zone here, and now the market is contacting this daily demand zone here, and we got this massive rejection here. So there is a possibility for this market to start rallying to the upside, maybe get to here before continuing to the downside, because there is a massive profit taking going on here. So let's take a look at what the high institutions are doing with their position. Okay, take a good look at what is going on here. The highest number they have ever gotten on their long position is 237,000, and take a good look at what happened here when they got to 223,000. They started offloading, they started taking profit on their long, they started adding aggressive to their short. Look, from 223,000 they took profit. They took over 25,000 profit there. Their position dropped to 198,000, and this week again they took 26,000 profit again, and it dropped to 171,000. So you can see that the high institutions are taking profit on their long position on USJPY. That's why the market has been dropping aggressively. Yeah, that's why we have been seeing this aggressive drop here. And looking here, I don't think that this market is going to start pushing up to this, so from here aggressively, no, because this profit taking is just starting. And we can see that this past week the high institution took massive profit. So even if we see a push to the upside, the push to the upside is they are trying to push to the upside, to the profit taking area. And I believe that if this market got to here, it's going to start dropping more. Let me check the weekly time frame. Let me see if I worked on the weekly chart here. Okay, take a good look at the weekly chart. You can see that where I'm expecting the market to come, which is on the weekly demand zone, is still very far. Look, it's still very far. So even if markets open and this market doesn't start dropping from here based on the daily time frame or demand zone that is around this area, that's why I say that it's possible for us to see a little push to the upside before the markets will continue dropping to the downside. I expect it to come to this weekly demand zone here and test this trend line here before we start seeing aggressive buying on the market again. That's what I'm expecting for AUD USJPY. Let me look at one more pair for you guys, which is gold. Actually, gold and silver. I'm looking to trade gold this coming week. There is a profit currently going on gold, and if you've been following me, guys, you know that since gold price got to this area, this all-time high here, I haven't really been much on gold because I know that there is profit taking going on, which I'm seeing on the CFCT data and I'm seeing on the chart. I expected this market to move price from this area, but I actually think that this is a minor demand zone. But I actually believe that this area is going to be taken out, then the market will drop to the downside to this demand zone around this area. Though I wanted to start buying this market when it gets here. Depends. If the market gets here and I start seeing a solid buy, I will start buying. But where this market is currently trading at right now, I'm not sure that I can bet my money on this trade because it's not looking nice comparing to what I'm seeing on this silver pair. Look at how the 4-hour time frame is looking. On the 4-hour time frame, trend line has been removed. Market broke structure here, dropped to the downside, came to this 4-hour minor demand zone. They tried using this area to move price, but they couldn't continue buying because there is profit taking going on, and we got this aggressive drop. Look at what I'm telling you guys. Whenever a supply or demand zone got removed, you need to wait to see a pullback or maybe 1 to 2 candle before continuation to the downside. You see, after the market got removed, we see that pullback. So from this pullback here now, I'm not looking to buy, I'm looking to sell. because a demand zone has been removed, and where the next demand zone is here is very far, and some people can call this area a supply zone, but I don't. That's not my style. There is no supply area here. That's not my style. But you can put this here, for you to use if the market rally to this zone here. You will start buying, but I don't think the market will get here based on this trend line. Yes, you can. Some people always ask me, how do you draw your own trend line like this? There are different styles of drawing a trend line. There are different styles of drawing a trend line, and this way that I draw my trend line is very effective, because sometimes if you are looking to get the trend line from the higher time frame, you will see that the higher time frame trend line is not the trend line that price or the market is currently used to move price. So you have to identify which trend line the market is currently using. Right now, the trend line I see that the market is currently using is not a bigger time frame trend line. This is the trend line. Yeah, you can call it a minor trend line, but it's actually working. First touch, second touch, and we are getting this now. So I believe that this market should be dropping around this area. That's why I said that this is not an ideal supply zone here. So I expect the good to drop furthermore to the downside. And look at good position. Let's take a good look at gold. Let's take a look at good position. Okay, look at good position. The highest number they have ever gotten to is 40,000, 408,000, 408,000. That's the highest mastered number, and their total position that I have ever gotten to is 463,000. So let's look at what is happening here. You see the total number of their position is 410,000. They are getting to their mastered number on their total position, and their long position highest number they got was 349,000 to compare to 408,000. So they are aggressive. Is this a little profit taking can happen here before we see good moving to the upside. Before the end of the year, I expect good to get to 2005 based on JP Morgan forecast and what I'm seeing on my supply and demand. So there are a lot of things telling me that gold is going to be bullish, very bullish for before end of the year. But we need to see this pullback that we are currently seeing. Look at good on weekly time frame here. Take a good look at weekly time frame. This is where the high institution used to move price. So if you look now, you see that on the weekly time frame, the gold is on box consolidating. This is a consolidation. So you buying or selling inside this consolidation doesn't really make sense. But you can always catch a small, can always jump in and out on the trade. Yeah. Can always jump in and out on the trade here, but you need to be very careful. That's why it's good to look at a lot of time frames, because when you look at a lot of time frame, you understand what is going on the market. So I'm not really interested in gold, because all I'm looking for in gold is that massive buying. Just think about it. If gold happens to come to this demand zone here, and we'll start seeing that aggressive buying coming in. If you place your buy here, put your stop loss somewhere below, and this market move massively to the upside and get to okay, the market, 255,000, not 250,000, and get to this, 2,550, not 2,500. So check when you place your market, your buying here, and we see this market aggressive to 2,550 here. You'll be on a massive profit. But if you start buying here, believing for the market to come to 2,550, you see that the odds is very low, and the quality of the setup as well is very low. So that's why I'm not really interested in trading gold. And gold is a pair that will kill you very fast if you are not careful. You understand? If you are not careful, gold is a trade that is going to kill you very fast. Take a look at here. Take a look at this area. You see, there's no clean move here. There's no clean move here. But look, this rejection candle. Remember, this is a weekly time frame. This rejection candle, last week candle, was a war between buyers and sellers. Yeah. So do you expect this market to continue to the upside here? I don't expect that. I expect to see this market, drop to the downside before continuing to the upside. And if you look at my chart here, you see that it kind of look rough because all this supply and demand that you're seeing here is on daily time frame, and I'm on weekly time frame. That's why I switched to a different good chart where I only mark out the weekly, because that's why I always say you need to have a 2 or 4 chart setup where you can always mark out your weekly, daily, and monthly. That way you will not be only focusing on one time frame. You can even look at the 6-month chart depending on how deep you like to go into your analysis. So good, I'm going to be staying away from this guy. Even if I'm going to be trading it, I will be trading it from the 4-hour time frame. If I see a setup that I have confidence on here, then I will take my trade, short time with a very low risk, for sell based on the 4-hour time frame. So let's run Fibonacci here. Okay, Fibonacci is what is going to help us to take trade on good. Okay, guys, like that area that I told you guys that I'm seeing as a supply area. Look, this is 61% to 78% retracement on Fibonacci, where I like to call my sweet spot. As you can see, the market is almost close to there. The market is very, very close. Look, so if this market gets to this area and I start seeing that major, I start seeing confirmation. Once I see confirmation to sell, then I will take a short trade here to the downside on good. So let's take a look at one more. Let's take a look at silver. Silver is my guy. If you're on the Telegram group, you would have made a lot of money on silver, because I called out silver very early. Which ever since then the market dropped massively. And take a look at what is happening here. If you're counting market structure, this is higher high, this is higher low, or let's call this is the higher low here. Then, or let's even say this is the higher low. Let's say this is higher high and this is higher low. You see here a high, not higher high. This high is higher high. So a high, after he made a higher low, he couldn't make a higher high, he just made a high. Then now let's call this a break of structure. A break of structure from the daily time frame, and we currently have a demand zone around this area. It's possible for market to come here, then we'll start seeing buying start coming in. When I buy, I'll be looking for the market to come to this area. That's if they use this area to move price. But once the market open and this market doesn't continue dropping, I see this market pushing to the upside like so, I will be looking for it to come to somewhere around this area, then place my sell, look to target this demand zone here and this demand zone here. That's what I'm going to be targeting. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. Okay, look at the 4-hour time frame here. As you can see, take profit was smashed. Yeah, take profit was smashed here. I called out this trade live on the Telegram group. When I saw this break of trend line here, that's when I called out this trade and I jumped in here. Actually, I jumped in this trade with a very small lot size, not that small, but it's not massive, because of the stop loss. The stop loss was very wide. That's why I had to reduce my loss size. But I made a good return on this trade, though I took my profits here. I didn't catch this. So where the market is currently trading at, there is a possibility for this market to come back to this supply area here for continuation to the downside. And let's look at the CFCT data as well on silver. Okay, take a good look at silver CFCT data here. The highest massa number they have ever gotten to on their long is 131,000, which they are not close. They got to 85,000, and this past week we see a profit taking on long, a minus on short as well. So they are not actually aggressive with their shorts right now, and they are not aggressive with their long. because they are taking profit on their long. And what we are seeing on the chart, we are seeing a pullback. So silver is very, very bullish. Silver is very, very bullish. That's why I'm looking at this area. If this market drops to this area and I start seeing a good amount of buying coming in, I see buying momentum kicking in aggressively, I'll be looking to start longing silver from here. So guys, this is all for today, and I hope you guys find it helpful. I'm not going to be looking at the DSY, but I will just show you guys what they are doing with their position. Look at it. You can see they are not minus in their long. So DSY is not bullish, it's not bearish. They are long, they are not really taking anything out of their shorts or their long, and shorts the same thing. They have been on 30,000 for a very long time. So if they were very interested in, shorting, we would have seen this number, reducing aggressively. But take a good look: 28,000, 29,000, 28, 28, 26, 30, 31, 32, 30, 30, 30, 30,000. So you see, they are not actually, reducing their longs. They are more on longs than short. Look at their short. They are short from 14,000, from 12,000 they increased to 14,000, 16,000, 14,000. Now they reduced to 11,000. So they are not aggressive with their position, are more bullish on DSY than bearish. But for now, I see the chart as neutral. That's what I'm saying on DSY. So if you are looking to be selling DSY now, you might get caught up on a big mess. And if you are looking to buy DSY now, I don't think is that advisable. Let me go to the chart. Okay, take a good look at what is happening here. You see that a supply zone got removed. After a supply zone got removed, instead of this market to continue, he removed this minor demand zone, the price drop and remove this demand zone, and ever since then we've been seeing this. So there is a possibility for this market to continue to the upside from here and end up removing this daily demand, because look at what has been happening here. Look at this. You can call this a rejection. I was expecting this market maybe possibly to drop to this demand here before seeing that aggressive move, but there is a possibility for them to start moving to the upside from here and not get to this demand zone here. And looking at the 4-hour time frame here, take a good look at the 4-hour time frame. There is something like head and shoulder here. This is the shoulder, this is the head, this is the second shoulder, and this is the neckline. So there's a possibility for this head and shoulder to work out. When it breaks here, I will be looking to see more buying momentum kicking in. And if you look at what is happening on this second hand here, you will see that the buyers are getting ready to move this price aggressively to the upside. So once this neckline is breaking, this supply zone is just a minor supply zone. I will just overlook it. So once you remove this supply zone, that's another confirmation that this market is going to continue moving to the upside. So once here removed, I can start longing DSY. So that's all for today, and I hope you guys find this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave like on the video, and feel free to join the Telegram group. I don't give signals. All I do is post my trade setup. Why I say I don't give signals, I believe that signals is when you say buy in like you just upload number, buy good on one, buy DSY on 104,400 or all those things. No, all I do is I show you what is going on the chart, just like what I said on the gold, on the silver pair. Look at silver. This is how I call out my trade. Okay, let me even use look at silver. When I called out this trade, it was somewhere around this area when I called out this silver trade. the trade was somewhere around this area, and ever since I called out this trade is been dropping to the downside. That's what I do. So this is the kind of things I do. I don't just come there, I post numbers, buy here without showing you the reason why I say you should buy on the charts. No, I will post chart and show you that this is why I say you should buy. So if you join my Telegram group, you can always join me to catch all this nice trade setup. And just like on the DSY, I don't know what happened. I mean GBP JPY, this is the charts that I actually messed up, and I'm sorry for you guys on the group who didn't see this trade, because when I posted this chart setup on the group, it was somewhere around this area. But let me not lie for you guys, this pair showed me Pepe. That's why when I posted this trade, I had to delete it. Though I see this bearish engulfing, I see this weakness and another bearish engulfing here. But when I posted this chart, I don't know, for some reasons the setup, I wasn't confident because of the Pepe that the pair showed me, so I ended up deleting the setup. But I know that some people that saw the setup earlier when I posted it might already jumped on the market, but I didn't jump on the market and I messed it up. Why I messed it up is when this market removed this minor demand zone around this area, based on this pair has been moving to the upside aggressively for a very long time. I placed my sell here, and my stop loss was above here with a big loss size, which took out 3% of my account. I mean 5% of my account. That kind of hurts my feelings. So when I saw this movement with me being on over 5 different pairs, so I was like, this stop loss is huge and this trade might not work out. Let me just give it a breathing space. But now that this market has dropped here and removed this trend line, I will be looking to see maybe a little pullback, to quick, jump in for a quick one here. So I messed up this one. But my major focus for the coming week will be on my favorite pair, Euro USD. As you can see, if this guy give me what I'm looking for here, I go chop him like a soup. So guys, this is all for this week, and I hope you guys find the video helpful. Like I said, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Guys, join our Telegram group. Let's all make money together. God bless you all. Have a blessed Sunday. Peace and love.